actor Peter Dinklage has something to say about Disney's live-action remake of Snow White. So speaking on a podcast, Peter said, while Disney was proud to cast Latina actress Rachel Zegler as Snow White, the story itself is problematic. Listen.
You're progressive in one way, but you're still making that backward story of 7 dwarves living in a cave. What the are you doing, man? Have I done nothing to advance the cause from my soapbox? I guess I'm not loud enough.
Erica?
I appreciate the fact that Peter is talking about this. The way he talks about it, I think, because it's like almost lighthearted, makes it seem like it's not as serious. But I do think that this is the issue anytime we're talking about a minority population. When he said, maybe I'm not loud enough, that's the reason why, allyship is so important, because when you amplify a voice, you amplify a position, then you allow for more people to be seen and heard. And I know that this was kind of said in kind of a tongue-in-cheek way, but it does beg the question, like, yes, you are looking on to this way for diversity and inclusion, but you're not acknowledging that there's a segment of the population who are little people. That's the correct way. I just want to make sure that, okay, the little people. Yeah. And they are being a parody in this movie. So it is an interesting conversation. And I think, Peter, yes, you are loud enough because we're actually thinking about this and having a conversation.
Yeah. Well,
can I ask a question? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Tori.
Okay, to the parents, Sam and Jeff, are either of your kids really into Snow White?
Yes.
I'm just wondering, they are?
Yes,
Okay.
Sophie's favorite right now, I would say, aside from Encanto. Aside from Encanto is definitely Snow White. She loves Snow White. Okay. And it does bring up conversations. She's only 4, but I do follow a parenting blog that teaches you things like about situations just like this, as well as anti-racism, little conversations you can have with a 4-year-old that's age appropriate for them. But I do have to say, even though I agree with Peter here, I do have to say that the dwarves don't live in a cave, they work in a cave. They actually live in a really cute house. Just want to say that.
So we were talking about this earlier with Al, who's on the show, of course, and he brought up a good point about if you took the little people out of it, right, and kind of updated it in some sort of way, and just put average-sized people in there, then there would be a problem, right? That'd be discriminating.
Why?
Wouldn't it be discriminating against little people because that's the story that they could fit it? It was Al's point. I'm saying this because if you take 2022 vision and look back on any quote-unquote classic, you could pick it apart. Right? You could definitely do that with anything.
But then why do it?
But then, do we have classics anymore, Tori? Can we go back and remake everything? Or do we need to start fresh and start moving forward? Are we eliminating classics now? Instead of, like Sam said, we use it as a learning tool and say, hey, this was in the 70s, back then this wasn't appropriate, or this wasn't right, and make it as a learning tool, or should we dismiss it altogether?
And I think it's like in like the 30s. So it's
whatever.
Well, not to your point anymore.
Right.
I do want to bring up this. Go ahead, Tori.
No, just quickly, I say maybe just don't spend the money and resources on redoing a classic that might hurt a small amount of, a marginalized community. I just don't understand the need to redo this.
Well, I understand your position. I was thinking also that when Al brought up that point that you made, he was also talking about the idea that there's so few roles in Hollywood for little people. And but that's starting to change, because just because someone is smaller doesn't necessarily mean that they can't play a regular character. Right. Or an average size character, and not be a part of the storyline. Right. Y'all, please
and we're walking gingerly, but Peter Dinklage is that example.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I've just started watching The King of Napa, and there is a little person in that show, and that's not a part of the storyline at all. So, yeah, I think that's the movement that we're looking to go forward in.
That's exactly right.